I woke up to tubes down my throat and a machine beeping beside my ear. My ribs were cracked. My legs were in traction. My face was half bandaged and dry from blood. I was in the ICU alone. The nurse told me I had survived a high-speed collision. I was hit from the side. Glass had gone through my shoulder. I'd lost a lot of blood, but I was lucky to be alive. She said I'd been unconscious for almost 19 hours. Then she said something else gently, your family was here, but they left early. They left. I blinked through tears, pain searing down my spine. The door was already closing. The next day, a different doctor came in with a clipboard. He looked concerned. Your father signed your release forms this morning. We tried to explain it was against medical advice, but he insisted. My voice cracked, I'm not ready to leave. I know, he replied quietly, but we can't stop him. He's your legal guardian. He said your family couldn't afford another day in this ward. I was still bleeding, still on oxygen, still dizzy every time I moved. But by that afternoon, I was discharged, dragged out in a wheelchair with my 4 pulled early and my stitches still fresh. They didn't even bring clothes, just handed me my phone, a crumpled hoodie, and a cab number. No one came to get me. I lay on the couch for the next 3 days, feverish, weak, alone. Every time I moved, I saw black spots. Then on the 4th day, I opened Instagram. My jaw clenched. They were on vacation. Matching outfits, sun hats, my little brother holding a smoothie in front of a resort pool, my mom posing with wine by the ocean, my dad grinning like nothing had happened. The caption said, much needed family getaway after a long week. Grateful for health, sun, and peace. Health. Peace. I lay on the couch, still unable to walk. My wounds had barely scabbed. My hospital bracelet was still on, and they were clinking glasses in a villa. That was the moment something shifted in me. Something small but permanent. I stopped crying. I stopped waiting. I picked up my phone and made a call. By the time they came back, I was gone. And when they opened the door to my room, someone else opened it for them. The screaming started right away. But it was too late. My name is Daniel. And from wherever you're watching this video, stay with me, because this isn't a story about survival. It's about what happens when the one you left behind learns how to stand again. And this time, I wasn't standing for anyone but myself. My dad always said the same thing about me, Daniel is the strong one. He'll bounce back. It sounded like a compliment when I was younger. At 6, when I broke my arm and didn't cry. At 10, when I stayed home sick with the flu so my parents could take my brother to his robotics camp. At 14, when they left me with a neighbor during Christmas because flights were too expensive for 4. I was always the one who'd understand. The one who didn't need things. The one who knew better. My little brother Noah got new shoes every semester. I got hand-me-downs. He got cake and balloons. I got, we'll celebrate next week. He got space to mess up. I got silence when I succeeded. You're independent, Daniel. That's a good thing, Dad said once. And for years, I believed him. Even after I paid my own way through community college, even after I started covering my own medical bills at 19. Even after I skipped my senior prom to babysit Noah when they forgot he had school off. Every time I wanted to speak up, I told myself, they're doing their best. But that ICU visit broke the last excuse. They didn't forget me. They abandoned me because it was cheaper. Dad signed me out of the hospital while I was still leaking blood and couldn't walk, just to save on a few days of charges. 3 days later, they were sipping cocktails in the Maldives. Not once did they check on me. No calls, no messages, not even a bottle of water left behind. I would have starved if it weren't for my neighbor, Jen, a 60-year-old widow who heard me groaning through the wall and brought soup, clean towels, and painkillers. She sat beside me while I vomited into a bucket and whispered, "This is not what love looks like, sweetheart." I nodded, but deep down I didn't fully believe it until I saw the vacation photos. They took Noah. They took champagne. They took peace and left me with fever and torn stitches. And when they came back, they didn't call. They didn't knock. They just unlocked the front door because technically the lease was under my dad's name, and barged in with new shopping bags and $1,000 suitcase rolling behind them. But they didn't find me on the couch. They found a woman in scrubs holding a clipboard. She looked them in the eye and said, "Can I help you?" My mom started screaming first, then my dad. Noah stood frozen in the doorway, clutching his pool float. But the woman didn't flinch. She smiled. "Oh, you must be the guests. Daniel told us to expect a reaction." That's when it really began.